GT4 Podium Endurance Championship. We're at round 3. We've just finished our 2 quali races, about to begin the main race from Kyoto Driving Park. And at this point, I'll introduce my good friend Chunky McFunky to pronounce the layout we're racing. Which one is it? And it's which layout are we racing tonight?
Where are we? Are we at Kyoto? We're not at
Kyoto,
are we?
Yeah, Kyoto. No. Kyoto, and it's we're at Yamagata. You're supposed to be the continental one. That's right. That's what we do on a Sunday, mate.
It's the day before, isn't it? Jesus, I'm losing the plot here. Yeah.
It's been a long night.
Yamagawa, by the looks of it, I think that is.
To be fair, we have just had to work out the starting grid, which is enough to give us both a lie down, isn't it? But we have got there.
Good news. Oh no, it's YouTube that's notified me that we're live,
not Discord.
Discord again. No.
Well, Mufasa's working on it, and if anyone can, Mufasa can.
Yeah, he definitely can. I mean, if he can fly a plane, I think he can work YouTube up.
Let's get this show on the road, my friend. Should be a good race. I think the Lambo's favourite, isn't it? Looking at quali with the tyre wear situation.
The tyre wear for the Lambo is extremely good.
Let's see what happens off the line, though, because that Evo, as we know, is an absolute rocket off the line, isn't it?
And we did have the Lamborghini, did have the faster of the race finish times, hence the reason Scott is on pole. But yes, like you say, he could be shuffled down to third quite quickly with those 2 Lambos jumping off the line.
I actually go with Smiley from here. Crikey, I can't see a thing. I don't know. It's so bright with the sun coming down on the cars. Alright, we're underway. Yeah, as expected, the Evo's passed by the time we got to the start line. And Scott's got Evos either side of him. Well, Honda, does take it into P2. As suspected, he's down to P3. The Porsche of Ehrman as well.
Yeah, that Porsche, I think, is very quick off the line.
Look at Ehrman.
Ehrman's making a big move here. Problem with that Porsche is it is not very fast in a straight line.
Ehrman stuck with the 2 Evos in the quali race, but he span at the last corner, which allowed Filthy through to nick the third off him.
I think if we notice on these Evos as well, by the looks of it, they're choosing that hard front combo with the medium rear.
As Ehrman is as well.
Ehrman is as well. I don't know what Smiley's running.
I think first race he was hard. Yeah. But
Those
Ehrman and
guys
Honda
have found
a good
very
move.
Clever little niche there, haven't they, with what they're doing? That's Scott down the inside.
I was going to say, this could be really key for the race on how long, if Ehrman can get ahead of Scott.
Oh, contact there. Yeah. I don't know. There was a problem because you're trying to fit 2 cars for a space that is definitely wide enough for one there.
And I think Scott knew he couldn't afford to lose contact with the Evos, because over the race distance we suspect that he and the Lambo will have the legs, but
it's all going to be dependent on tyre wears. I mean, these first few laps he should be a lot faster than these Evos on with the tyres he's running.
Same for Ehrman, that he's dropped to to 5th now, sorry.
Oh, Steve-O that was.
Is that Steve-O?
But it was a white Lamborghini, that's Steve-O,
isn't
it?
The 2 Lambos, the other 2 Lambos are both at the back.
He's in for another beating tonight.
Oh my goodness, we got the 2 Lambos and Dad off the back as well with rear bumper damage, so something's gone on there, hasn't it?
Well, Steve-O lost the back end and went into the barrier. He had not a very good night yesterday either. There was a strong Lamborghini debrief after the race, which I happened to fall apart.
So you've been in that one. I was at the Lambo training sessions. You
were at the Lambo training session. I was in a quite aggressive Lamborghini debrief last night.
Crikey. So the Evo's
at one
lead
stage
1-2.
I was getting called up last night by Scott. Do you want a position in the Lamborghini?
Oh, so you're the Liam Lawson.
And I said, no thank you, I'm not getting involved.
Yeah, I think with where your foot's at now, an hour around a tough track like this would be tough, wouldn't it?
The sprint race is a one thing, but
to
sit constantly for an hour, it's not happening.
So the Evo's lead 1-2. Scott is sticking with them.
Scott hasn't. I thought Scott.
Oh, Scott has gone on the hards. He's gone on the hards.
Oh, Scott's gone with the hards. I'm very surprised at that. But to be fair, with these guys being in a different lobby to him, they will not. He will not know what they did.
No, that's true.
Unless Steve-O would have filled him in, but that would have been very difficult.
I'm intrigued to see if Ehrman can get back up to his guys, but Beeman's sticking with Ehrman.
So is that Azrael, the first of the medium runners? That's brave on that Toyota. He ate through his tyres in that qualification race.
Did he?
Yeah. This is going to be interesting now then, because Scott's advantage for me was him being able to run the
Yeah,
medium
that's what we
over the harder
suspected.
tyre.
We thought it might be a medium for the Lambo here, didn't we?
But
And
saying
then,
that, with how good this car is on its tyres, is it going to be able to go the whole way without stopping?
can they do it? Can they do it
first
fuel?
ever no stop?
Can they do it fuel on the 36 laps though?
Ah, that's the thing. The fuel. Yeah, is he going to be able to go fuel wise? But if he can go on the hard and then switch to a soft,
Soft on the lower fuel at the end.
The other lads have got to go to a medium.
Now, if I'm right, at the Lamborghini, it's Filthy who's in charge of strategy, so he normally does come up with quite creative ones.
I've never been involved in a meeting in one of these conferences that's involved Filthy. I've only ever heard the two brothers hurling abuse at each other.
I think the Filthy conversations happen in the boardroom, I think.
Yeah, in the Lamborghini boardroom. They don't want anybody to hear those.
That's it. So Eamon, he hasn't got damage, has he? No. He was flying up to start, but now he seems to be more focused on having to keep Jay behind than
that Porsche really is not the best car. We know that. We're well aware that Porsche is not the greatest car, and we saw Jake drive the wheels off it yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we're now seeing Eamon have to drive the wheels off it here. That Azrael really loose then.
Oh, good spot, Chunk. I was looking at Jay in the background. He was doing his best WRC impression. Yeah, I think Eamon's going to get that done, isn't he? Up the inside, nice move. I tell you what, how this guy could be so quick on this and F1 is just incredible, really.
Well, him and Honda must have put some time in this week to have worked out that little sneaky
they meet hard at the front, meet at the back.
Yeah, well, I've never seen anybody else run that.
No, and do you know what? Like I said to you before, if I'd have thought of that, that would have saved me so many times last season when the Renault killed the front tyres, but the mediums were fine. That would have been a really good move to do.
It's a shame you can't do it on the pit stop though. You have to choose a full set on the pit stop, which is a shame.
But it helps you in this first stint, doesn't
100%,
it?
100%, yeah, 100%.
So what's the situation here?
Scott looks like he's getting onto the back of these guys now with the fastest lap of the race. Eamon's took it off him. Eamon has took the fastest lap.
Eamon has got raw pace, race pace here.
He's not even in the slipstream either here. He's out of the slipstream of Scott.
This is key now, isn't it? Is how long can Honda keep Scott behind? In terms of trying to do the job for the...
Smiley is not getting away from these guys.
Honda and Smiley were bumper to bumper in the first race, but they weren't racing each other.
I don't know if these guys have any communication team-wise in the week. Obviously, some of the teams are very, very much in communication with each other, working out strategies, practice lobbies together. See,
do you know what? We said it last night. Scott doesn't need to win this race. He's won the first two. I mean, even if he got a P3 here, he's going to be in such a good position going into the finale.
The problem is he needs to make sure he doesn't do what he did yesterday and over push to try and get to a position and cause himself worse, but he's gonna make the move here.
Let's get on board.
Honda knows what he's doing there though, covers the inside and the middle of the track, very clever.
And blocks the exit.
He stays tight there, completely blocks the exit. These Group 4 cars as well, you need momentum to overtake, so if the driver in front stops your momentum, you can't just put the power back on and shoot past.
Was that a bit of contact?
I think it's a tiny bit, but nothing didn't even unsettle the car of Honda.
No. The Lambo has such good drive at the corners though, that's why there's a little bit more contact again.
That was contact.
Let's get back outside so we can see a better view of this drag race.
If Smiley really needs to move over and give Honda the toe there.
It's 2.3 seconds. The
2.4. It's too much.
Oh God, they are fighting hard here. Honda's doing the Perez job a bit, but was he giving?
That was a bit of door to door there down the straight.
But was he giving Scott a bit back for the bit of door to door going onto the straight?
Possibly.
This is doing Smiley wonders, isn't it?
This is the problem though. Scott needs not to get too involved with this because Eamon's pulling these guys in.
Oh yeah,
Scott
you're right.
Cannot afford, and Azrael's right there. Scott cannot afford to make a mistake like he did last night and end up down in 5th or 6th position.
I'll tell you what, we might get a good view of this from Eamon.
That's a contact. He can't pass him there. Surely he's got to let him back in front there.
Interesting. Oh, there's flashing lights going on here. We might get a good view of this from it. Do you think he can stick with him now?
I think Scott really should give that position back.
Was it a bit of a push to pass, do you think?
He tapped the back quarter on Honda and then he completely unsettled the car.
He's
moved over. Is he moving over?
No,
he's
I don't
blocking
think so.
him. I'm surprised. I am surprised at that.
We might get a good view of this from Eamon's POV.
these two. Scott needs to be careful because he's not racing Honda here in this
No.
championship. He needs to not be argy-bargying because you don't want to create another enemy on circuit.
Yeah.
Even if they don't hit you or anything like that, they're perfectly within their rights to block you.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not. I personally think he should have handed that position back with the move he did, but
Is it Group 4 bit rubbing his racing maybe, or?
Yeah, but I think there's slight rubbing. Then I think if you push into somebody's quarter and unsettle the car, for me, he looks like he's got the pace. It wouldn't have hurt him to let him back through. I don't think.
Let's see what comes of that one.
He doesn't have to go and win this race.
No, he's got 2 wins in the bank already.
Yeah.
Now these two will almost certainly be imparted together, so we're interested to see if they work together to try and get back up to Scott. Ehrman seems to have really good pace at the minute though.
I think Ehrman has more of the pace here than Honda does. I'd imagine Honda will be slightly mentally unsettled by that.
Oh my word.
Ehrman's got pace around here, but look, right behind Ehrman is Azrael.
Yeah, and we know Azrael's super quick. Again,
Azrael's
maybe
on medium tyres though.
Maybe Azrael's hampered by his car a little bit, but
oh,
crikey!
One mistake here.
Hey, this front 5 have absolutely vanished, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, we
8
know
seconds.
Lucky's going to be suffering with that tyre wear already.
God, those downshifts sound fantastic into that pen.
Scott now has definitely broke the gap to Honda.
Yeah.
Honda mistake there, he cut that corner a bit tight then, that didn't look very clean.
I noticed in the first race it seemed like you can get away with cuts here quite a lot.
I think we're going to see a fastest lap by Scott here.
We will get back to that battle for the funds as it materialises, but you can see there the gap's reasonable at the moment, and see what Azrael can do. Super looks like another car, mate, that's got all the family features you want.
The fastest lap. Yeah.
Oh, look, you even got, look at that, you got 7 presets for the radio there, Chunk.
Yeah. Azrael's got his phone plugged in now, listening to Spotify on his way around.
Oh, brilliant.
He might be able to whack the sat-nav on a minute and work out a route round Ehrman.
Yeah. You see that Ehrman's had to go from attacking
yeah, he's dropped off the back of Honda now.
I just noticed the KPH on the windscreen as well.
Yeah, it's got heads-up display. These a lot of these new cars have.
God, that's crazy.
Well, we say new, there technically is no new cars in Gran Turismo.
No, I mean,
they're 2020, 2021's the newest.
Yeah, which is pretty mad, really.
And you can get into a Assetto Corsa now and drive a 24 Mustang.
Yeah, when you compare it like that, but I guess it's a more focused game, but yeah. It can be a slight frustration.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with the new one, because that looks like it has a bit of everything, open wheel, different types of cars.
Oh, the Evo, you mean?
The Evo, I think that could be groundbreaking for some of these. It might set a new precedent that some of these companies like Polyphony have to go on and really exert themselves to. But I suppose that's probably the reason it can only come out on PC for now.
Yeah. I think what Polyphony do with this game really for PlayStation console users is amazing, really.
It's really good, yeah, it's very good. I mean, the small things that I would take a little less of the visual to have the bigger lobbies, the certain things, I would take a little less of how good the visual is.
You'd take 10% hit on the visuals, wouldn't you, for 10% more cars?
Yeah, 100%.
Because doing a bit of a set of course for the bigger lobbies, sometimes when I explain it to people that don't know, I think, what's the appeal of that? Like, is it too big? It's like, no, because there's always a battle to be had, even if it's for, I was battling someone at Spa for P31. It didn't matter, like, you're still battling somebody.
And I always feel sorry that sometimes we have a great community within ERL, especially the GT7, and we always have reserves there who are willing to jump in. And sometimes it's a shame to not be able to let those guys race.
Well, instead of doing what we've done tonight with 2 quali races, you just have one race with 21.
Race. Yeah.
So that's, like you say, the loser ends up being the drivers, really.
Yeah, like the guys who finished lower down in the qualification races have now not been able to do this endurance race.
Nah, but roll on 2 tiers next year, that should help that. Crikey, I can't get over, mate, the gap to P6.
And what I also like about, what I would love to see here is multi-class racing. So like our pro tier could run Group 3 cars, or Group 2 cars, and our GT tier could run the lower group.
Yeah, for sure.
And almost run it as a team format.
Yeah, that would be absolutely brilliant.
Which you can do with Assetto Corsa.
We've seen how much guys have come together as teams over this, haven't they?
I think the guys really enjoy a team environment. It's just you, obviously, with the Elite Championship, you want to be in control of what car you choose.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's why we get a good mix of the two, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be a good drag race.
This is supposed to be a fun championship. No, at ERL we don't have any fun championships at all.
Yeah. I think we could do ERL Tiddlywinks and it would get competitive.
Is that Scott in the lead?
It is, and it's Smiley in P3. So what has happened there?
He must have had a penalty. He's got to have had a big penalty for track limit somewhere.
Now, will Honda let Smiley through? Because Scott's
all I can think Honda can see at the minute is the back of that Lamborghini with a big target on it.
Revenge, yeah.
Yeah.
You have made a good point though. If there was anything iffy about that move, Scott's got the clear pace here, hasn't he? So,
it's like we always say though, we never ever want to see a race decided in the stewards room. So for us, when we see something that's not maybe, I mean, we don't know if it'll get reported, but it makes you think sometimes. If you only win by a couple of seconds, and then you have to have that taken away from you.
Yeah, because until.
Oh, that was Smiley really sideways there. Airman here is.
Especially on him. As we know now, the minimum penalty is 5 seconds, isn't it? I know next season there might be talk of bringing back the 2-second penalty for minor.
But at the minute, it's quite big.
5 seconds in this race now would drop you to P5. Might not be the case by lap 36, but.
When you're racing in the championship, these guys are absolutely going for it here.
And then as well, a little bit door to door there, weren't they?
That couldn't be helped though. If you're going to choose to go on the outside there, and there's only room, it's such a difficult decision.
Front right is absolutely dead now as well.
That Toyota's on mediums, isn't it?
Yeah.
I bet that Lamborghini tyre wears a lot better than these two Evos on the front right.
Not a huge amount, isn't it, actually?
I'll tell you what, Honden's done well to keep his...
So was he tyre saving earlier?
No, do you know what it is? Smiley's on pad, isn't he?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, Smiley wide there.
Struggling
or is that
just
the line is that the line he's using?
Or is that the line, do you think? Yeah, possibly. Oh, so that's where all pitted.
Smiley doesn't even use the analogue, does he? Use his
what do you call it? Sixes? Is it called? I can't think what you call it.
Something like that, yeah. I couldn't do it.
Oh, do you know what? I tried it on the PS4 and I even got the wheel for it to sit in and for F1 and it was just impossible.
Well, it feels weird to be having to brake with your
fingers when you're steering.
When you're turning at the same time.
100%. Can I take? And this is a guy that's won our biggest championship twice.
He obviously is very comfortable with it. This is the way he likes to race.
Ultimately, you do get comfortable, don't you?
I think Smiley does have a wheel. I think he actually has a wheel and chooses not to use it.
God.
I'm sure I've seen somewhere that he put in a chat that he had a wheel. Don't quote me on it, but...
I'm like you though, I couldn't go back now. It makes you think, how did I play on a pad for 20 years? I
tried to play on a pad once with my injury and it was impossible. Not for me. I suppose if that's all you've been doing, and you've got used to driving a certain way. Smiley back onto the back of his teammate here.
Yeah, I think maybe he does have the edge, doesn't he, on the wall pace.
Scott's starting to get away though, isn't he?
Honda on the consistency, that's where Smiley might be fast over one lap, only fractionally because Honden's blisteringly fast himself, but I think Honda, is just so consistent.
Problem is that black Lamborghini is now starting to edge away from these guys. They cannot let Scott get away. If he gets 5-6 seconds, it's going to be super hard to close that back in. And with that tyre wear being better on that Lamborghini, you're not even in a position where you're driving thinking, okay, in a minute my tyres are going to be better than his. His tyres are always going to be better than yours, which is frustrating at the same time.
I wonder if we're going to see a hard race. I wonder if Scott's able to go hard medium when doing the second stint on the lower fuel, maybe.
I think we may see Scott go hard soft.
I just don't know if they'll get there.
He managed to do that quali race, 18 laps on mediums.
So maybe that's what he's thinking,
If he
around
can get
there.
to 25, if he can get to 25, 26 on these hards. But to be fair, if he's got a lead, he's not going to need to, is he?
No, true. Lucky's done well to get up to 5th, but obviously Asriel's pitted early.
Have a look at Lucky's tyres.
Let's have a look,
They're
shall we?
absolutely battered. Well,
not horrendous,
bad.
it's that front.
It's heavy on that front right. The car's so heavy on the front end.
His fastest lap, 6/10 off Smiley's. Not disastrous. It's a big old gap though. Let's have a quick flick through the field.
7th now.
Yeah, the 2 Lambos dropped back. Oh my word, what have we found here? Look at this for Ding Dong.
What's going on there?
What's going on there?
Teleported?
It did look like it, didn't it? I remember that Nagel is playing on the PS2 though.
Is Jay not even showing in the list?
Oh, Wesley wants to see more of the rest of the field. Sorry, that's what we're doing right now, Wesley. It's like we were on queue with you.
What's going on here? Oh, there's Jay. Sorry, he's appeared in
Just had a comment and asking us to show more of the field, so we've almost obliged that straight away here. Oh, but look, Asriel's pitted, but look what he's come out into. Oh, something not quite right going on there.
No,
is there a penalty? Yeah.
Yeah. You serve the penalty, you ghost, don't you, luckily?
Of course. So Asriel needs to clear Panda now, doesn't he? And then once he's cleared Panda, he'll have a little bit of clear air.
This whole time, though, he's cooking them tyres.
So he's obviously going to
This is going to be a 2-stop for Asriel.
Yeah, must be what he's thinking. Oh my word. There's not a lot of room there.
He's got his teammate.
Fishtail's not going to send him, but is Fishtail thinking if I get through at the same time?
Yeah, if
just follow his teammate through. That's a nice move.
Just drove around the outside.
That's a nice move. I mean, I know he's got the grip, but it's still a damn good move, isn't it? So he's got a bit of clear air now. But yeah, he's got another stop to make. That's the big factor in for him.
That's real. It's a few times he's been sideways through there in this race.
I think
Toyota looks super.
I was going to say, I think it's how it seems to be the only way you can get the performance out of the Toyota, isn't it? Is to
People's champ back here in 9th.
Yeah.
Fishtail.
Oh dear, that's bad damage.
Let's hope there wasn't any contact from the rear there.
Might be, because now...
he's letting back past, Haas just letting back through. There must have been a little nudge in the back there.
He's letting back through, but the damage is done to the car, literally, isn't it?
He's going to have to pit now, isn't he?
Yeah, you can't, with that suspension and bumper.
It's not going to fix itself, he's going to have to go into the pits here. Haas is going to have to pit as well, because his tyre didn't look very healthy.
Dad's still going with rear bumper damage.
That's Steve.
Asriel's in.
Steve put softs. Oh, new tyre, and he set a fastest lap.
Okay, so he's 2-stopping as well then.
Set a fastest lap as well, which fares well for when his brother hits and gets these fresh tyres on. Fishtail into the pitch, Fishtail's in. What's Gloss doing? We haven't seen anything from Gloss this race.
We'll get back on to Gloss. Did Gloss... Has he made it through? Yeah, he has made it through.
He's there. I just saw 3 Toyotas, but 3.1 now for Scott. And I mean, that tyre wear on that Evo, look at that front right, that is not going to go much longer for Smiley. He's now into 2nd.
Yeah. We'll get back to that other ding dong, because we've had a request to show more.
You know what's quite strange here, though? Smiley, his tyre wear is quite bad. Is he going to be able to get to the halfway mark?
Oh yeah, good point. He's not going to have to 2-stop on hard, is he?
That tyre wear is not looking very good.
No. Honda's is better, as you say.
And I'll tell you now, looking at his fuel, I think he's going to have to put a dash of fuel in as well.
Yeah.
Filthy
this is interesting.
There.
Yeah, and as you're getting onto the back of him on the mediums, could be interesting.
Lost Gloss?
No, we've got 15 in. Did he maybe not qualify?
No, he definitely qualified. I'm sure I've seen him in this race.
Hang on, I'll have another quick flick through. Sorry, Rob. I'm just trying to locate.
There he is, 11th.
Ah, there he is. We kind of missed MG before, didn't we, as well?
Yeah, Gloss onto the back of MG now. Thought that has darted into the pits, but did he cut the line there, I wonder? Must have been close because he only just got the
He's gone over at the last minute, didn't he? I'm not overly familiar with the track, so I'm not quite sure where the pit line is.
I'll tell you what, it was hard on mediums or hard because it's going to be a 2-stop for him as well.
Aye, that's it. I wonder if they're going to go. Yeah, it looks like a bit of a killer, this track for tyre wear.
For certain cars, it is becoming a killer.
The drivers voted for it, so you'd think they'd have known.
I'd tell you that, I think they just do it because of how fun it is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what track it's like. It reminds me a little bit of Turkey. It's just constant, very fast flowing circuit. With just that one big hairpin, really. Oh, and G's up on Panda now. Oh my word!
It reminds me a little bit of Silverstone, really.
Yeah, it's got elements to
very
it.
Very sweeping
sure.
with like Maggots and Beckett's, the chicane there, the big sweeping corners.
Panda was just opposite lot there. And I think, oh wow, what a send that is from Gloss.
Great move there from Gloss.
Yeah. He's about to.
He's really not enjoying that Toyota, but from what we've seen of these daily races in the World Series, he's very at home and he's back in his Corvette. He's been winning a few of those.
What an opening round for
Team
from
ERL.
I know.
ERL have won. I think everybody that's entered won, haven't they?
I think Panda got a second. Probably don't discredit a second. Normally a second would be good.
I don't think Smiley got a win, but he is in the
top split,
top tiers. Yeah. I think he was a second, which is incredible for the split he was in.
So you think ERL's worst result from the weekend was second? Is not bad going.
Possibly be a second is the worst result. Yeah.
I think we counted earlier 6 winners, maybe, or 7.
Yeah.
It just shows the standard. But that's why these guys, yes, they're competitors, but in a way, we've got that community, like you said, and also it's driven people to get faster, isn't it? There's no way we'd have been as fast as we are now without coming together, is there? If you're just doing it on your own.
No, I mean just doing
the practice sessions.
I wouldn't still be playing this game and racing this game if I was doing dailies because it's so frustrating.
No, whereas it's the practicing as well and getting the tips and little things here and there, whether it's learning where the fuel meter is or learning that trick we've just learnt tonight with the front and rear tyres, just picking things up all the time.
And I think with the guys as well, what it is a lot of the guys that come in when I'm putting Facebook posts and stuff out, a lot of them, the messages I get is, oh my god, you got a stewards, you got a report channel and a stewards panel. It makes a massive difference because they're so used to being absolutely punted off.
Look at the difference.
These guys just want good racing. A lot of guys just want, and we have trials obviously. If these guys play dirty in the trials, they do not get into the league.
No, or they have to retrial.
They're given a retrial and they're told this is how we race. And if they don't follow that, they don't get in.
No, and the licence point system works well.
100%. These guys are having a good battle here.
Yeah, they are.
I'll tell you what, Filthy's done well here to hold Azrael off
on
them new tyres. That Lambo's so fast in a straight line.
It's got no drag,
has it, at all? Side a second ago.
It's got a good combination of power out the corners, but just seems to have no drag either.
There's absolutely nothing for me on this Lamborghini as a negative. I know you sometimes suffer with the braking, but
once you've nailed it,
yeah, I don't see any negative. It's really good on its tyres. It's fast, it's nimble.
I hate to say it, but without that front right's going, there's Asfield looking at a freestyle.
Oh yeah, considering he's only pit 4 or 5 laps ago.
Yeah, it's the front right. It's just taking a pounding, isn't it?
Oh, drift.
Tokyo drift, yeah.
I'll tell you, that dirty air doesn't help though. That'll be getting that tyre red hot on the front of that car.
And the problem is, Gran Turismo is not kind enough to let you know what your tyre temps are either, is it?
No, you just have to
even though it's built in the game. That's another strange thing.
Filthy defending for his life here. Go back forward. Is there anything happening further forward? No, it's very settled.
Oh, Smiley's caught back up to Scott.
Scott had a mistake.
Do you know what's weird? Scott's tired. No, they're slightly better, but there's not as much in it as I thought there would be. Let's have a look
at these lap times of Scott's. He's done a 1:44 there, followed by 1:43. What's
Smiley's all 1:43.
1:43s, yeah. Must have been a mistake by Scott on the 1:44. 2 bad laps for Scott there by the looks of it.
It's definitely not over, is it? I think it's going to be hard for these front runners. I don't think Scott will be able to go on to medium.
Yeah, Scott's front tyre is not looking that much better than Smiley's, to be honest. Honden's still there as well. He's lurking.
And Honden's looked after his tyres slightly better than Smiley. It's a strong pairing, isn't it? Those two.
Yeah, phenomenal.
I was expecting the Filthy to ride there, but I think he's been driving with damage, hasn't he? And he seems to have just not been able to avoid the incident so much in this mini championship.
It depends how much these guys have driven this track. I know a few of these guys have put quite a few hours in this week. So I suppose it depends who's been practicing and
it looks
who
a fun track.
It's a great track to drive.
Yeah. They do a decent job with these original circuits. I know from the outside, if you don't play the game, if you only played F1 and ACC, they only race on real tracks, don't they? So sometimes you think, well, why do you want to race at a fictional circuit? But obviously the beauty of a fictional circuit is you're not limited at all, are you? Like last night we were racing over a bloody bridge, weren't we? Which you wouldn't do in real life.
The thing with a lot of these fictional tracks, though, they've been in this game since the original Gran Turismo. Yeah. That's why people love them.
There's that nostalgic feel to a fake track.
It feels like a real track
on the grass
some of these people.
So Honden's right back on his chuff now. Cause that's a shame. So Smiley's just pulled Scott in, then made that little mistake. But that because
one mistake and that's it.
Is that because he's having to push so hard to catch Scott?
And you got to think as well, when he gets as close to Scott as he was then, he drops right into Scott's dirty air. That front right tyre on Smiley's car is absolutely good.
But he has made it. The key is he has made it to the halfway point.
He's going to have to go in now. He's going to have to go in, and he's going to need fuel as well.
See what?
Yeah, I tell you what, Honden doesn't look like he's used as much fuel as Smiley either.
This will change to hard now, won't it? Because at the minute it's still showing. Yeah. So you're right.
Let's have a look what Honden's fuel is.
Slightly
better. Smiley's tyre's gone. Smiley's tyre's
just giving up on him. He just realised he had to get one more lap, but could he have gone lap 17 with the lower to fuel? God, I just wonder whether he could have done 17.
To splash here. These guys are going to have to splash a fuel here.
Honden's fuel.
Scott back to 3 seconds in front now.
I'm going to tell you something though. Honda will need less fuel than Scott if you look. So his pit stop's going to be quicker than Scott's.
Honda, I tell you, the lap times are good. He's floating there, and he's managed to hold his tyres better than his teammate.
And he's got a tad more fuel. Look how much better he is on the fuel.
Yeah.
And he's better than Scott on the fuel now.
I mean, Smiley now 2.2 seconds behind Honda. This is big this is big here.
Yeah, I think Smiley's gone. It's hard to say. No.
He's off again.
He's gone one lap too. He's gone 1 lap too far, hasn't he?
Yeah, that tyre's completely red now.
Maybe he could have done 17, 19 with the 19 being on the lower fuel.
Yeah. Sometimes it's really not worth the risk trying to drag that 1 lap extra out.
Yeah, he's in. Honden's gone on another lap, which is interesting.
Honden here is catching Scott though. He's pulled him in by 2/10.
Just trying to have a look.
They need to be careful though, because if Smiley comes out them pits and absolutely sets the world alight, then 2 or 3 seconds are going to be gone. No,
you've very good point. It's interesting. I wonder if Smiley's going to come out here though.
Hard. He's in clear air.
Yeah, I would, because a couple of those guys behind him pitted. That's what's what's the gap to? God, that gap to Evans come right in then. Razfield and Filthy still at it? No.
I'll tell you what, if Scott pits now and these guys don't pit, he's going to come out into Filthy and Azrael.
Looks like it. I mean, obviously Filthy's not going to fight him, is he? But
Azrael will.
Oh, sorry, Azrael will. Filthy won't, will he? But
no, it depends where he comes out though. Honda, I think we're definitely going to see Honda in this lap. I think we'll see Scott in this lap. There's no need for Scott to try and extend here. His championship rival, Smiley, is pitted. He may as well come in. He doesn't need to risk anything. He's got quite a lead on Smiley. You know, by that time Smiley went into the pits, Scott was 6 seconds in front of him.
Yeah, certainly, for sure.
So
Scott's extended this lap.
I would not have gone again if I was Scott. I would have pitted. I mean, he knows what he's doing, but
he's going on to mediums. Then that would suggest we'll see what Honda puts on. Because Honda went an extra lap, but is he just wanting the fresher set of the hards?
But Honda's tyres were a lot better, weren't they, than Smiley's? And he just got past him as well.
Be interesting to see what he puts on. Unfortunately, we won't see until he leaves the pit. But he's not going to remember it. Hard, but he's going to have fresher hards. He's
still out in front of Smiley.
Well, also his stop was just, see how little fuel he had to put in.
Look, he's 3.5 seconds in front of Smiley now.
Crazy. Now this is outlap critical now, isn't it, for Honda? Would you go as far as saying could determine the race, this outlap?
I don't. I think this will definitely determine second and third if there's no
because remember, Scott's got to take on more fuel than Honda did.
Scott has to be really careful here as well that he doesn't start hemorrhaging time to. If he's trying to get to the mediums, he needs to be careful he doesn't start hemorrhaging time to Honda. I'd
say almost certainly he's going onto the mediums here, but
it's risky.
Just remember as well that Honda didn't have to put in as much fuel, so his stop was shorter.
This is risky here. If he tries to go any more laps and Honda's going a second, 2 seconds quicker, he's going to come out behind Honda. Surely he's got to go in this lap.
It's squealing like
he's on the grass there. Is that going to be a penalty?
Little run onto the grass, yeah. Gap's coming down. It's going to be close at pit exit.
He's got to go into the pits here.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any need for him to risk the medium though. I think he should just go hard.
I mean, I think based off what you said in the quali race, the medium will do the 16 laps and the lower fuel, but
for me, it's a pointless risk. You don't need. Look how much more fuel he's got to put in.
Yeah, I think Honda's leading this when Scott comes out.
I think Honda could be in front of this. Could be in front, yeah. Fueling, he's still fueling. This is going to be so close. Mediums.
They're at the exit. They're at the exit. Oh, he's just done it.
Great strategy call that is on.
Yeah.
Let's hope for Scott these mediums can hold on.
So what the key to the race is now is Honda's got to keep Scott in a range where if the mediums die, he's there to pounce. The
problem for Scott at the minute is it was different in the quali race because he had a 20-odd second lead.
Yeah, not a 1.5 second lead.
He didn't have to push those tyres to the max he could afford to cruise around these left-handers. Whereas now, to keep Honda behind, he's going to have to push.
Yeah.
As that tyre wear works as well, that's going to be harder and harder to keep pushing and pushing. It's easy when you can cruise round corners to tyre save.
This might be a battle for us to come back to, but let's have a look at this one. I'm trying to work out in the minimap. Yeah, I thought it was these two again.
Championship leader is... Oh no, Scott's championship leader, isn't it?
It's Lucky and Jay.
Lucky's not winning the championship though,
no, not in the endurance. Scott in the... Scott actually... Lucky's leading the sprint, Scott's leading the overall of the endurance. And Lamborghini, I think that's why Scott's pressuring Steve-O so much. He wants that clean sweep, doesn't he?
Yeah, not looking great for Lamborghini today again.
That's the thing, like, I think it's a little... Is it becoming
Problem
now...
is though, Dad's not up there either, is he? Like,
question for you.
Dad nor Lucky are right.
True, but look at the Evos. It's a question for you. Steve-O took exception with being called Checo Perez last night, but Honda and Smiley for me are becoming like the Norris Piastri partnership versus Scott as the Max and Steve-O as the Checo.
Yeah, those two guys are right in there. The key with this is to have 3 people in this race.
That's what Lambo have got though. I forgot about Filthy.
And the key with Evo at the minute is the chick is not in this race.
No.
And
he is improving massively.
Toyota, funnily enough, how bad it is, has 3 people in this race.
That will help them in the battle to avoid the wooden spoon. And Airman's getting some good points. It's McLaren that are going to be...
I'll tell you who has took a hit in this championship. Apex. By not qualifying for this.
Yeah, massively. And that will affect Nissan, because Haas is having a difficult race now. Obviously McLaren, well, we won't go into the full details, but have lost the driver this evening. Do you think your whole team will be on the phone this evening? Do you think Andrea will be, or Zach, sorry, will be on the phone?
I think I may get a call, but I may be able to jump in a couple of sprint races, but I certainly won't be able to jump in one of these.
Maybe need someone for the Sunday. I'll see if Zach gives me the call for the Sunday. I might be down. I think Logan Sargent's probably ahead of me in the list.
If not, I think Isaiah's very ready to.
Oh yeah, true.
To jump back in time.
Zach's probably lives a bit closer to Isaiah.
We've only got 1 week left, haven't we?
That's it, mate. And I need to finish Last of Us 2 before pre-season testing starts anyway.
only 1 week left, and let's be realistic. McLaren have not really had the results. They're not going to be anywhere regardless.
The difference to a McLaren team is they were more of like an all-round team, maybe, because they got like Panda, Jay, and Highfield, who are all
it looks
very
to me that
capable
Panda
drivers.
really is a Ferrari guy, and that's it.
Yeah.
He loves that Ferrari. He's so suited to the Ferrari. It must be very hard when you've sort of a one manufacturer man to jump into something
because the rest
different.
of us kind of haul ourselves out to anybody, don't we?
Panda's very much Ferrari, and that's it. So
in real life, I am McLaren through and through. But
I mean, even this week with Daytona, he's only driven the Ferrari. Steve-O into the pits again.
Yeah, that's who he is to stop him. Do you think he got that strategy approved?
I think he has to get any decision he makes approved. Scott will be telling him to hydrate and everything during this race.
Or maybe Steve-O's like Lando and he won't drink during the race. Oh no,
Scott has now set the fastest lap as well, so that's another point.
Steve-O's not like Lando. He does drink during the race, because I think he was having a Guinness during last night's sprint, if I remember. So
yeah, I think those two terms of drinking are two different things.
Yeah. I actually don't think that's what, when Will Josie has to keep reminding Lando.
I don't think Lando's got Guinness in his drinks bowl.
To be fair, at Singapore, he was that far ahead, he could have probably had a Guinness and still won. Oh, Jay's trying to send it on the outside, and Lucky leaves the room, as you know he will. He'll race you hard, Lucky, but he'll race you fair.
Fair driver, yeah. One thing you can never say about Lucky.
You've got to say that the four Midlands...
a set maybe between him and Harsh.
Oh, God, I thought England was going to collect Lucky there onto the grass. Now, would you say, it's hard to comment on ourselves, isn't it? But are the four Midlands drivers the four fairest?
Look, Filthy's here, look. Filthy's making a move here, sorry to interrupt you.
No,
there,
you're
Filthy
fine.
is making a...
he's on fresh mediums.
I'll tell you what, he's going to be into fifth in a minute. That is good for Lamborghini, a first and a fifth. Yellow flag.
Oh.
Who's that?
Yeah, are the four Midlands drivers, Chunk? Are they the four fairest in ERL, would you say? I mean,
all Midlands drivers.
Putting me, you, Apex, and Lucky.
Oh yeah, I forgot Apex.
Yeah.
I think we're all very. We all definitely have different driving styles, but
that's for sure.
And different levels of aggression, but we're definitely all very fair.
It's going dark, isn't it? Oh.
I tell you, Filthy here could be really doing Team Lamborghini a solid.
He's got a clear Beeman and...
the problem is he going to be able to get that Lambo to the end on those tyres?
Probably. On the lower fuel, you'd think.
He just has to be careful now.
Did you see Apex's comment?
Very fair,
yeah, Team Midlands, mate. Next year we'll do Nations League and we'll enter as Team Midlands.
We're the only people who can understand each other.
Yeah, it's that. Oh.
And then we'll go across the other Brits of the Dunn brothers.
I think they're, feisty but fair.
I mean, they're only slightly more... Filthy. They're only slightly more north.
Oh.
That's a good move from Filthy if you can get this to sick. Can't see what...
Yeah, let's get to the outside. Oh, my word.
Contact there. Bit of contact, but I think Filthy closed the door where Jay had nowhere to go. And that's letting Fishtail's backed out of that.
Yeah. Look at all the features of that Supra.
Out of all the cars, the McLaren and the Lambo look like the only two cars that should be on a racetrack.
That's ridiculous, the Supra one.
The Lexus is the worst. That's still got the massage seats in it.
They haven't done the weight reduction level 4 then, you don't think?
I think the Lexus still got the flip down armrest in the back.
Oh dear. 12 laps to go.
That screen's mad on the left, isn't it? That bright pink screen.
Not too sure about that.
Well, I'm saying that, mate, when you watch like the Nürburgring and the Le Mans, the amount of car lights flashing and those big bright blue lights they have in the windscreen, I couldn't concentrate for anything with all that going on.
Filthy hasn't disappeared from Jay.
Jay's tyre's not looking that good.
No. The Filthy next up is... It looks to me like at the front, looking at that mini-map, those front three are just...
I'll tell you, look who's next for Filthy, it's Lucky.
Yeah.
That's a Lamborghini versus Lexus.
Yeah, that's a big battle. I think it's Mitsubishi that might be the one to Lambo to watch. particularly now the chicks started picking up a few extra points on a Saturday.
Dad's not had a good race this evening, has he?
No. I think some of these guys, although it's been a short championship, would be glad to see the back of these cars and get back in there.
I think a lot of these guys, some of these guys' minds have already switched to the Elite Championship and thinking more about GT3 than GT4 cars.
Certainly, right, for me.
I think a lot of the guys that it's only the top guys I think that's still concentrating on.
Well, I'm shooting zombies at the minute, so that maybe isn't the focus where it needs to be, but we'll see.
You know, I think people like Scott is obviously going to be very much.
Yeah.
You know, lucky he'll run this championship.
Really, that's it's just like real life, isn't it? Really, where some teams in Formula One, they'll be spending more time, like Sauber right now, be spending more time on next year's car than this year's, whereas McLaren and Red Bull will have to focus on this year's car a bit more. It's no different here, is it? The guys fighting for the title, Scott, Lucky and...
To be honest, I don't think Sauber are focusing even on a car, are they? They'll just be thinking, get us to 2026, let Audi pile a load of money into it and let them sort it out.
Yeah, but I don't think just coming in and changing the name is going to be enough.
No, but you know Audi, being who they are, will bring in a serious amount of technicians and knowledge.
Yeah, but do you know what, mate? Toyota thought the same, BMW thought the same, and they were both found out, so it'd be interesting. And obviously Toyota and BMW have got amazing racing pedigree elsewhere, but they couldn't quite do it in F1.
It'd be interesting to see what that Alpine does on Mercedes engines.
Because if what they say is true, that they're losing 15 horsepower and they're losing half a second a lap engine, well, some track races they've only been 3-4 tenths off. Like you say, will they be like? I don't know if they'll be up there with McLaren, but they're definitely going to be closer.
The thing is, though, you've got a great driver in Gasly there. I think they took a risk with. Is it doing in the car next year?
Yeah.
I think that's a risk.
Yeah. I mean, solid enough, but he hasn't got...
Do you want to know why they've done that, truthfully? I think because they're so scared they're going to lose him like they did Piastri.
Yeah, and he's not on Piastri's level, is he?
No, but that's how they lost Piastri, by not putting him in the car quick enough.
And also, they might work together more collaboratively than Gasly and Ocon.
Well, Ocon just doesn't seem to work with anybody, does he?
Be interesting to see how Beerman goes up against him. Anyway,
hazard lights going.
Yeah.
Lucky trying to put off Filthy here with the old hazard flash.
And I think that is deliberate, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be to try and throw him off into this corner.
No.
These guys will try anything. We've seen SH on multiple occasions during these races flashing his headlights like mad when he's behind drive. Look, Filthy's going to be right onto Airman here as well.
Yeah, Filthy's come out of nowhere, hasn't he?
This is great points for Lamborghini.
Do you know, in that Nations League race, did you see what I did? I tried to light flash, but I put the right indicator on instead.
Oh, that'll work. That'll distract him.
Tried to light flash over the line to celebrate, but yeah, wrong button.
What a drive from Filthy this is so far. Nowhere at the beginning.
He would have potentially fought Scott for this endurance championship, but he had a wheel disconnect at round 1. I think he had. Do you remember last week? He dropped all the way to the back, got up to P2. Was it last week?
Yeah,
or
he did actually.
And then tonight
it was P2.
And then tonight he's had to come from the back. Now tonight the gap, you can see the front three on the mini map there in a different postcode.
I think Lambo's issue at the minute is in the sprint championship. Filthy isn't there.
No. And Checo's letting them down a little bit.
Checo, the British Checo, is he's going to get beaten by his brother if he carries this on.
Yeah.
He's going to get the Jos Verstappen belt on him
if
he keeps doing what he's doing. I mean, saying that though, last week in the endurance race, Steve-O had a phenomenal race. I think they had
Lambo.
They had 3 in the top 5.
That car seemed to love Brazil, didn't it? But they obviously executed well as well. But
3 in the top 5 is a great.
It's a bit of a shame for Airman, isn't it? Because Airman in that first stint, a little bit, but in that first stint, Airman was flying. What is it about this straight? Looks like you're on the bloody Vegas Strip. Oh.
He's got such a tyre advantage being on these fresher and medium compound.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the drive out there.
Through, yeah, it's night and day, isn't it? Oh, Airman's still there though.
He's not going to give it up easily. Oh, that's some commitment through there.
These two are touching.
I like this though, Filthy. Oh. I'll just wait until see if it goes all through. I'm sure it will. These are two of the fairest drivers you'll ever meet, but nice.
But Ehrman very successful in all racing he does.
Well, the Filthy has been saying, I don't know if you picked it up in the chat recently, that he's going to start being a bit more aggressive, putting a few more moves. It's his neck. He feels it's his next step he needs to make. I mean, not that he has to make many steps, because that's, you know, he was runner-up in the GT Championship last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know what he means. There's probably been a few. That's probably why he may think he lost that championship last year. That there's certain times when he's been lenient and thought, you know what, I'm going to back out of that, when he should have probably stayed in it.
Well, look, I'm nowhere near his level, but I think I made that decision. I mean, you mentioned me the Blanchard Bash, but you do realise, like, I can't just keep not wanting to get in incidents. I've said to you for a
very long time, with this racing, you have to be.
Oh my word!
Oh my god, that could be a penalty. You have to be aggressive. Like,
it's just a different type of racing, isn't it?
You don't have time to sit behind drivers.
Yeah.
But people have to realise there's a very distinct line between being aggressive and being dirty.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and I think sometimes certain drivers, not in ERL, within all forms of racing, that line becomes very blurred.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what you don't want. If someone's aggressive, you don't mind them being aggressive, but at some stage, it's got to be sensible, hasn't it?
Yeah. And the thing is, coming over from F1, you can't just sit in a DRS train. Like you say, you've got to make things happen, haven't you?
Ehrman here could sit in Filthy's slipstream all day long, and that Porsche has still not got the legs to get past it in a straight line.
Look, he's caught up to the back of him. The tyres are looking okay.
His tyres are going to get to the end here.
You know what? Look, he's doing what he does, isn't he? He's making the best of the hand he's got.
Yeah, he's always there. Like, he's always within that.
Ehrman's coming right back at Filthy here.
Ehrman's tyres are looking not great.
No. That looks a long 7 laps on that front right, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
And I don't think he's tyre saving for that chicane.
And the thing is, once you start getting pressure from the rear as well, you know yourself, once you become the hunted...
Oh yeah, for sure.
It changes your driving style completely.
I cannot...
How far is Filthy off the back of Smiley here?
A million miles, look.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Look, I'm just looking at the mini-map at the top, just different postcode, aren't they?
Scott's got a big gap now, hasn't he, as well?
We just have a quick look at Scott's tyres. They're going to be fine, aren't they? Front right's going to be struggling, but yeah, look, his mediums...
Is that Scott I see in the same sort of sector? Is that his brother?
No, it's Nagel. He's struggling. Steve-O's going to back of Dad. We'll have a quick whiz through. We'll get back to our...
Oh, Dad's tyres look... Oh, Panda's tyre looking horrendous.
He's going to have to pit again, isn't he? Fishtail's
Someone's
just coming out. Yeah, Fishtail.
Matthew, look at the fuel.
Matthew's going to the end.
He's got zero. He's got no fuel.
I can't see Jay getting that front right at the end either, so really the main battle is Lucky and going to be Lucky and Ehrman, I think.
Funnily enough, this is the first race I have ever seen amongst VRL where the hard tyre has been the choice.
Yeah, for sure. And what's interesting is Ehrman in the first stint, when he had that medium hard combo, he was sticking with the front guys, all Lucky on the grass.
That's going to be, I think that might be a penalty. That was.
Yeah. But Ehrman in the second stint just hasn't been able to stick with them, has he? It's got to be down to the car and the tyres, because we know how fast he is as a driver.
That hard medium combo was obviously working really well for him.
Yeah, and the hard just isn't working the same.
Yeah, and it's getting night time as well, so these tyres temperatures do drop. Filthy not getting away here from these guys though. He's not
vanishing.
He's not pulling away like he was closing them in.
It's complete Lambo and Mitsubishi dominance again, isn't it, at the front?
Yeah, definitely the two better vehicles within this Group 4. I mean, I've read up this week that the Evo may be the slightly better car, but the Lambo for me is under.
The thing is though, I think a lot of the time they're basing that off 5-lap races. I think not because obviously there aren't many hour-long races online in Gran Turismo. I think that's where you see things change, isn't it?
The Lamborghini is undeniable for me. Just it's so good. In the same respect, you still have to go out and execute it.
You say what you like about Max over the last few years, but he's still done the job just as Lewis did before him, you know. So and that's exactly what Scott's doing now. I mean, and also Scott's beating his teammates, and we've given Steve-O a bit of friendly stick tonight. But Steve-O's a damn quick driver, and Filthy, is a
Stevo's
phenomenal.
very fast drive. He's very fast on his day.
And Filthy's right up there with the fastest in the tier, and Scott's beaten both his teammates week in, week out. So, whatever people say about the car, you've still got to beat your teammates, haven't you?
Yeah.
And the bar he's reached is a very high one. You wonder if he goes on to win tonight, if he'll make it a clean sweep. How do you think the Lambo will fare at Bathurst?
I think the Lambo's undeniable wherever it goes.
I just wonder around those twisty bits and and whether it's going to be as good around there.
I don't know. It's so difficult to. It's just you can't. I just can't see anything that's not. It's not good at.
Just doesn't have a major weakness, does it? Like the Porsche got the straight line speed.
It's horrendous.
The Evo seems to be the tyre wear. The Lexus is the tyre wear.
Yeah.
Porsche struggles with the straights.
Saying that though, the Evo hasn't been bad this evening.
No. Oh, Smiley's pitted.
Ooh.
He's got no damage, but look at his front right.
He's going to lose positions here.
It's whether he's going to go
Filthy into
back.
third. Lambo
God.
1 and 3.
He's just the king of the comeback drive, Filthy, isn't he? So obviously Smiley's going to go for the fastest lap and hope that... Where's Smiley going to come out?
Smiley's coming right behind Filthy on softs. This isn't going to be long till Smiley's past Filthy.
Do you know what though? Lucky was saying in before
they don't last
that
very long. They're basically a quali tyre.
Yeah, so
1 or 2 laps.
That's what he said. By the end in his practice quali, on the 3rd lap, tyres have gone. He's got to go four laps here.
Yeah,
he's going to be quick, but
1 or 2 laps, and that tyre's going to be absolutely suffering.
He's giving
look
up
at the front right already. It's already got wear, and he hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah. No, he's going to be done quick, but.
Already onto the back of Filthy here. The thing is as well, it's how hard Filthy defends him. If Filthy's clever with where he defends, he can keep him behind.
And if he doesn't get him within by the end of lap 33, the tyre advantage you're back with Filthy, wouldn't it?
I think 2 laps he has to make a move. He can't afford to sit behind.
I almost wonder there, even though it's 4 laps, would you rather just have fresh mediums at this point that you just know you can push like crazy on?
I suppose when you look and you think 4 laps, you think there's no way softs aren't going to be good till the end.
Yeah.
Look at that tyre wear already. He's already passed them.
In quali, but still on times 1 in quali.
Yeah, this
not
is 3 and 2 now. Yeah.
My word.
This is
squeaky bum time.
Smiley needs to be careful here because he is still in a championship battle. Yeah,
it looks a long shot, doesn't it, at the minute? But you're going to Bathurst next week, but anything can happen at Bathurst.
Listen, if Scott has a result like he had at Laguna, where he makes a mistake and shuffled down to 4th, 5th, 6th, you know, it's still all
anything
there.
can happen. Although he looks like he's going to win 3 out of 3, you get to Bathurst and you find a wall a few times. Or...
I mean, look at Smiley. Smiley in that first round was 22 seconds in front.
Yeah.
Made a mistake and that was it.
And had he clung on to that, you know, we'd be going into this decider now, like they've been neck and neck.
Yeah, that would have been a lot closer.
It's not quite the Nürburgring, is it? Wow. It's not quite the Nürburgring.
He's doing well to hold him off here.
Apex, this track eats tyres like my daughter eats chocolate cake. Oh my word, he's pushing the track limit.
Smiley needs to be careful there, running the grass. You do not want to get that back end out round that corner.
There's a WRC car there.
Yeah, like we said yesterday though, I don't think WRC run them on track slicks.
Yeah, no, that is true.
And the suspension I think looks slightly different on a WRC car. I mean, close I'd imagine. I tell you, Filthy has done really well to hold Smiley off on those fresh shots for a lap. You've got to remember, Filthy's medium tyres are not brand new.
And remember, this is Filthy version 2.0.
Oh, see, Smiley needs to be careful here because Filthy, for me, this is Filthy's corner because he'll be on the inside here. There you go.
Oh my word.
This is what I was saying about Smiley though. He has to be careful not to get involved in this. Filthy's
you just said that
Filthy stopped, let him through, let Ehrman through at the same time.
Yeah, you just said that Filthy goes on the inside, so it'd be interesting to see what happens there. And if Smiley's got any damage. Look at this now. Is this Lucky that's managed to... He might be able to claw a decent result out of this.
For me, the only reason I can see Filthy backing out then and letting Smiley back through is if Filthy ran wide in that left-hander.
Yeah, maybe carried too much
The
speed.
corner for me was Filthy's. He was on the inside. But if he ran wide and pushed Smiley wide, then that's the right thing he did there. But I'll tell you what, he's made himself vulnerable now.
I think
I maybe wouldn't have let Smiley through immediately. I'd have maybe let him through at the end of the long straight.
Yeah, it's like we saw earlier though, he might have just looked to seek vengeance, mightn't he? If he didn't let him through straight away. I don't know whether if Lucky's and the car combo here have got enough raw pace to...
Tyre's not looking great on the front. The question is here, what's the difference between... Airman's going to do well to hold Filthy off here.
Whilst I'm sure some of these guys wouldn't race these cars they could choose, what I do like is it forces different types of drives from these guys, like Airman here trying to cling on.
See what
drive
happened
around
here, because
the car.
Filthy is now in the same position he just was with Smiley.
Yeah, let's see.
He's backed out early.
Yeah. Because you never know, he might have just cut some of that curb and the curb might have put him into... Whoa, lucky. The Filthy might have caught some of that curb, which might have just thrown him into Smiley.
The only reason I could see Filthy backing out of that corner is if he ran wide.
Guys are fighting hard now.
Filthy's had a problem here, look. Oh no, he's in front. It looked like he was struggling then by the angle of the camera.
But this is Filthy 2.0. He's not going to give these things up as easy. Oh, Lucky's trying to cash in here.
Oh, Lucky on the inside of her here.
Oh, wow.
The problem is at the minute Lucky is battling, but his teammate is nowhere to be seen.
No, not tonight, unfortunately.
Which is a surprise because Daddy's always up there. They're always flying in tandem, those guys.
We're just about to hit the hour mark, so we're going to overrun slightly. But
do we think we're going to see some flashing headlights in a minute?
Apex saying drive of the day, Lucky? Lucky or Filthy, isn't it?
Filthy for me. Filthy's come from so far back.
Yeah, it's Lucky or Filthy. I'm not taking anything away from the top.
I would go with Lucky with the car he's having to battle. But I just think the sheer passes made. And
I just need to check. This isn't Hondon right on the back of Scott, and they're not lapping to. No, it's not. Hondon's about to lap someone. I was just looking at the mini map and thinking, Christ,
Hondon doesn't have a lot of fuel left.
Yeah, there's only one lap to go, but yeah, definitely.
Another dominant performance from Scott again.
Yeah, there might have been some suspicion over the move on Hondon, but I think he'd have won either way.
Even at the minute, if it was a 5-5, he would still.
Ultimately, motor racing is the combination of the drive and the car, and I think whatever you say about the car, it's been driven extremely well. I don't think it's a case that you stick anyone in that car and they win.
There's air going here. Would have been interesting to see Filthy if he was further up at the beginning.
And obviously now, if that's the case, it's become a bit redundant because Scott's the championship charge. Filthy needs to be there early on, didn't he?
Filthy, I think, would move out the way for
in a 4-race championship. You just can't afford to have any issues. No, you can in a 16-race championship. You can't you?
Yeah.
Oh crikey, these two are fighting hard.
Having a right battle here on this
They
last
race
lap.
each other a lot across multiple games. We'll have to get back to Scott in a minute. I'm just trying to figure out where he is on the mini-map.
The thing you know with Airman and you know with Lucky is they're both very fair.
Absolutely.
You're not going to get something silly or dirty or a lunch. You're going to get
better get back
racing.
I think he's going to put himself in such a good position for next week, but then saying that
it's going to be very difficult for him to lose this championship.
But you go into Bathurst, I think other than the Nürburgring, I don't think there's many circuits you could find that come with so much peril. But Scott's good there. He won there last year. Yeah, he won there last year. He's flashing away like mad.
One of his favourite tracks, so this is definitely his championship to lose now.
Yeah.
Dominant performance again.
Well done, Scott. But I've got to say as well, what a drive from Hondon. He's in your drive of the day contenders as well, just so consistent. And to beat his teammate, because who his teammate is quite some result.
Remember, Smiley had a double stop there.
Yes,
that
true.
Smiley tyre completely.
The front right,
tyre's completely gone.
We said, didn't we?
Filthy's
going
to be past here. Filthy is going to get past here, I think.
Well, it's going down to the last corner. That front right is basically gone. It's a Hamilton at Silverstone all over again.
Filthy's got. Oh, Smiley, you got to give space. You've got to give space there, and he has.
Oh my word! It's a drag race to the line. I think Filthy's going to get it.
Filthy's there. Filthy's in third.
What the hell's that Nissan doing on the line? Oh
Luckily
my
it's
god.
ghosted. It's harsh, isn't it?
For goodness sake.
Oh, Smiley got it.
Smiley got it. How did Smiley hang on to that? Sorry, I was been speechless there for a minute. I was trying to figure out what that bloody Nissan was doing.
So Filthy will be allowing airmen past when he let Smiley through.
Yeah.
We said, didn't we, when he went onto them softs, he's going to struggle to get that to the end on those tyres.
God, here they go again.
Fishtail living up to his name. Steve-O managing to get himself up into 9th.
That might save him. Tough night for Dad. Yeah. Oh, Jay's ended up down here. Jay was...
I think it's that tyre, isn't it? He's been in swap tyres a couple of times.
And Haz has had a tough night. He's going to have to go back to his camp tonight and explain that one.
Apex, what do you think to Haz's performance? Oh, he's already put Haj. Haha.
I think he was more about what his antics at the line.
Oh, when he was facing backwards on the line.
Oh.
Jay. Great drive from Scott there.
Yeah.
Dominant again.
Look forward to
Honda,
Bathurst next week.
Super impressed with Honda then though.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got SH done, Wheel fastest lap, Honda P2, Smiley P3, Filthy P4, Lucky P5, MG P6, Airman P7.
Diabolical. Nice performance.
Azil P8, Steve-O P9, Fishtail P10, followed by his teammate Gloss in P11, Panda P12, Dad P13, Jay P14, and Nagel a lap down in P15.
Is this going to take Lamborghini now into the front runners for the...
So we updated this sprint earlier. They did take the lead last night. It's very close between them and Mitsubishi. So...
Well, they still managed to take the lead even though Steve-O...
I know. Yeah, that's it. So they... Let me just quickly get it up 1 second.
Yeah, they'll definitely be in the lead now then.
So I think with the main championship up for grabs next week, I mean, none of them are decided yet, we must say, but I think that sprint one is going to be very tight. So in the Manufacturers' Cup, Lambo before this race led by 30 points from Mitsubishi, Mitsubishi were 10 ahead of Lexus.
I could say that's a strong
Scott,
strong gap for Lambo to drop her.
I'm just having a quick look because it's 40.
Scott must be miles ahead in this.
Well, there's a maximum of.
Scott might have this dialed in.
It's 43 points is the maximum. Scott before tonight was.
And he had fastest lap tonight.
Yeah, and did he have pole as well?
Yeah.
It might be close. 56.
Might be a done deal, hadn't it?
60, 22. It was 26 points ahead of Smiley before tonight.
And Smiley had a third tonight. Scott had a first pole.
So he gained 10. He gained 13 on him tonight, 39. So I think it's literally going to be Scott's going to need like a couple of points next week. So maybe by the time he's even got through the quali race, he might have done enough to get it. Yeah. But yeah, we've got the Sprint Championship, which is very, very much up for grabs. That is 9 points separating the top three. You can't rule out Apex, who's only 23 points back. Because obviously there's 2 races in the sprint, so that will be...
If these guys make mistakes, it's open.
So the sprint's very much up for grabs, and I think the manufacturers will be a good fight between Lamborghini and Mitsubishi. The key is, can Mitsubishi get the chick into that main race? I think it's going to be the determiner there. But Scott's will work out the permutations in the week, but he's in a very good position. But he deserves to be. He's won 3 races out of 3, which at this level of racing takes some doing.
If you win it, that's how you win championships. If you win races consistently, you're going to win championships. Absolutely.
But any final thoughts on yourself, mate?
Not really. Just it's good racing all round.
It was.
Good to see some drivers up there. I know Honda's always up there, but it was good to see him excel. Filthy, very impressed with Filthy's drive. Once again, coming from the back to the front.
Absolutely.
So.
And roll on next week.
Lucky did well in the position he's in.
Absolutely, making the best of the tools he has for sure. But no, thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining me, mate. We'll be back Saturday and Sunday for our deciding rounds next week. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all next week.